Please welcome to the first ever TKN post show. This is amazing. This is a great place that you're going to be able to catch up on all things TKN as well as the green room. It's just been absolutely amazing.
We got Phil in the house. We got Lester Cook in the house. What's up, Lester? We got
yes.
Lester Phil, welcome.
Hey, everybody.
Yeah, Eric right there.
Yes, we appreciate you, Eric.
I agree, Eric. Questions were the best. I did love them. Mr. Klein from the Mind of Klein.
Mind of Klein is always on point. Did you hear those topics tonight?
Oh my gosh! You know, even in the predictions, those topics. I mean, we don't even know what game we're playing until the topics come out. How about John Glowiniak today? Just showing us a peek inside of Avi's mind.
Awesome.
Oh my! Yes, sir.
And look who is there! Someone got their invite to the after party. Did you?
Oh
yes.
Yeah, I'm still sending a few of mine out. You know, it takes a while. Sometimes I'm a +1. You know what I mean? It is what it is. But what a match, Larry! What did you think about all this?
Oh, the whole thing was just an awesome experience. I did not see any of that coming. It blew me away. For a bunch of people that are fighters, they're really deep, to be honest, and that's so far beyond.
AZTF, Howard. Oh my goodness.
I'm letting my hair loose a little down. I'm gonna just unbutton 1 or 2 buttons. That's all.
One or two buttons.
Yeah, 1 button.
Oh.
Eric wants to know who moved on.
That's right, Eric.
We're here. We're going to find out very soon. Which competitors from tonight's match advanced, and we'll have a match in round number 2 of them all. TKN Celebrity Tournament.
Well, I mean, I'd like just to go right back to, you know what I mean, the match in itself. Like, I mean,
so
we gotta find out who won first.
Yeah, guys.
We'll get into that later.
Yeah, I mean, we have to do one thing at a time for this crazy ADD mind here. You know what I mean? We're gonna get our results in just. Yes, I know we're working on it. We're working on it. You guys powered the engine. We want to make sure we don't want to miss nothing. All right. So
we're idle a little bit. Build up.
Yes, exactly.
Nope.
That's it, Avi.
Here we go.
It is time.
This is it. Does
anyone have any thoughts?
Waiting for
what's going to happen?
What do you think?
Well, remember,
I think Matt's definitely going to be advancing. I firmly believe that, but I think Sonny might squeak in. I really do.
You want to read that? Chad, why don't we read right there?
Pardon me?
Why don't you read right there, that comment from Avi there?
Oh, sorry. Our top vote getter moving on to round number 2 is... Drum roll. Who is it?
Who is going on?
The anticipation.
Anything more suspense?
Come on, guys. We all got skin in the game on this.
I think we're all right there with you, Phil.
Everybody wants to know.
Sonny Onoo!
Congratulations to Sonny Onoo!
That's an oh, yeah.
Back to Buff Bagwell, that's a Sonny oh yes.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
Nice.
What an amazing competitor. And the teaching ability and the way he gave of himself, he deserves it. But I'm excited who is going to be the next one.
Oh, yes. Who else?
Well, is it going to be fun?
It's not obvious. Now,
Could it be 2? It's an 11th hour match, so we could still have a tie. This isn't a round 2 match.
Oh,
yeah,
Giselle.
that's right.
Who else moves on?
Come on, hit us with it.
They've all set goals, so we'll find out.
That's it.
I mean, this match is so close. It could be.
Dan Severn, 23
for Dan Severn.
23
votes.
Oh my goodness, 23 votes for Zan. I believe that I don't know. Would Matt be able to?
Oh, wow.
Our tie.
Oh, Greenies.
Yeah.
Thank
Totally
you.
unexpected.
Thank you for all your votes. That was amazing.
Oh my gosh!
Oh,
Oh!
But I
Woo!
mean, all three of them brought it. Right?
23 votes apiece, Matt Riddle.
And we get to see them all again.
And
Yeah.
we're going to see them all again, Larry.
Now we are.
Giselle, you called it, and I was hoping for it. I just didn't want to see anybody go. That was an amazing conversation. Oh,
It really was.
No,
Now comes the hard part, because one of them is going to have to leave in their round 2 match. Someone is going to be eliminated.
mm-hmm.
And oh my gosh. Think about
Well, let me ask you a
Oh, I'm
question.
telling you.
Quick question.
Yeah.
I always love Avi's post-topic banter.
Yes.
Sometimes I feel like within that conversation, I sometimes find myself changing my vote.
Yes.
I know I'm not necessarily answering the same question, but we're seeing more of a depth in the competitor, and I find that so fascinating. Larry, what are you thinking about that? What do you think about that?
I agree. Like, I was going one direction, and then with Matt jumping in with certain things he was saying,
Yeah.
it just blew me away with the intelligence, and it just, man, the conversation is where it can really swing your opinion on things.
And I so agree with what Howard was saying, right? It's hard to disseminate when they give a little bit more of themselves. I knew it was going to be fire when all of a sudden in the second topic you look over and he was warming up. Matt was warming up like it was a kickboxing match.
That's right.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. That's right. What did you think about that piece, Chad? Did you catch it?
You know what I mean. Just matting himself in the energy and talking about kickboxing, and I mean, man, that guy had such a career. And I mean, I never personally got to watch any of it, but just listening to some of the stories that he was able to talk about, I'm telling you, I want to go back and I want to find some of these matches. I want to see more about Matt Riddle. I know him from wrestling and a wrestling perspective, but as far as UFC and how well he's done, to me, that's mind-blowing. This is a whole new rabbit hole.
Yeah.
I want to go down and find out more about Matt. What do you think, Giselle?
I am unfamiliar with all 3 of these gentlemen. Wrestling and UFC are not necessarily the sports that of my choice that I follow, but after this match, I definitely want to know more about them, and that is what I love about the show. We saw connections being forged on screen, and we saw connections being forged through Avi, by Avi. Did you see? He wants to connect Matt and Rick Barry. Matt Riddle and Rick Barry having a conversation with each other, being brought together. Where else could you possibly have that? Where else could you even think that might happen? I don't know where else that could happen. Larry, wait, have you seen another show where this could possibly be a thing?
No. Just the people coming from, man, the things that you see on TKN is incredible. I mean, we're all having conversations right now. Who knew?
I know.
Sean,
to me, Matt and Dan and all of them was like the odd couple.
Yeah.
You get Rick Barry and Matt together is the odd couple. You got Felix Unger. You got, what was his name, Alex or Oscar?
Oscar, yeah.
But when they got together, even though we're so polar opposites, when they got together, you could see probably some kind of synergy coming between them and just cooking up and just doing something absolutely great. Oh, I can see it. I can absolutely see it. What do you think about that, Chad?
Well, I mean, as I said, like, I mean, you get them all combined together and stuff. You know, you get a bit of variety, flavor of everything. And I mean, how can you not enjoy with what you're seeing in front of you? You're getting flavor. That's exactly what you're getting, is nothing but flavor. And I mean, you just don't know which direction you want to look at to take it all in. You know, would you concur with any of this, Jamie, or do you have a different viewpoint on this?
Chad, absolutely not. And I think that's what makes the celebrity tournament an event.
Hey, Aiden.
If you were
Hey,
able
Aiden, how are you doing, man?
Aiden, thanks for joining us.
Aiden, absolutely wild. Did you digged it? Did you dug it? I don't know. Right? I know I did for sure. But what do you think, actually, Phil? Is this thing an event? Like if you followed Avi Quine and he did the post earlier this week, he talked about how basically it was like a free per view, and every Saturday night is an event, and that actually for doing this for 4 years hit me in the feels 100%. Wouldn't you agree, Giselle?
That is 221 consecutive episodes. That is 4 years. We have not missed a week. Every Saturday night at 8 p.m. coming to you live with so much content, so much varied content throughout. We've seen different evolutions of the show. We've seen so many people come through the doors. And who would have expected these three on screen together? We haven't seen them yet. We get to see more of them. I am excited about that. And I'm also excited about what
And if tonight wasn't enough, oh, Giselle, I'm so sorry. How about next Saturday night? I had to jump in there. You know, I'm a little ADD. This thing actually holds my true, my concentration. And I think it's because there's so many colors on the canvas, you know. But what about next Saturday night, right? Oh my gosh. Another martial arts legend is going to be involved, right? You know what I'm talking about, Larry?
Yes, Glacier Ray Lloyd.
Yeah, brother, I know.
Blood runs cold. I remember him from WCW, and just absolutely amazing. And Matt Cliff, what do you all think of that?
Mark Metcalf.
Metcalf. I'm sorry.
Yeah, up there with Bruce Davison and Jesse Ventura in round one, and he held his own with them and advanced to round two. It was a holiday present.
Absolutely.
That we did not see an elimination tonight. And next week, we are going to lose one of these four incredible competitors. Glacier Ray Lloyd, Mark Metcalf, Jake Hager, or Michael Cooper. Oh God, the eliminations are getting more difficult, and I don't want to see them go. But I mean, I kind of do because I'm going to win this whole thing. Because of course I'm going to win this whole thing.
Well,
yeah, you all have something to say about that, isn't it? Don't you?
I'm not in it, so I don't.
And don't forget, it is the final match in 2024.
Oh,
Yes.
wow. That's gonna
What a way to end.
Well said, Chad.
Right? Four. Oh, my goodness. Four shall enter, three may leave, last one. That's crazy.
We've got Michael Cooper, a Hall of Famer, basketball.
You know, and then Glacier Ray Lloyd. Oh, my goodness. You know, he's been around TKN original since like 2020 in July, I think. When we debuted, he was the first guy there, so I know it was July. He was right there. He's helped Avi in different situations. They bounce ideas off of each other, and he's a martial artist. Okay? The last three have been such gifts, you know, and the rest of them were still shiny. Oh, my gosh. Wouldn't you agree, Chad?
Oh, most definitely. I mean, myself, like, I'm almost speechless to talk about this match. Like,
No, you're not.
Four
I know you.
amazing people, and they're all from different areas. You got Glacier, who's a wrestler. You got Mark Metcalf, who's an actor. You got Jake Hager, who was a wrestler and a UFC fighter. And then, not to mention, you have Michael Cooper. Who else or where else are you going to find four amazing people going head-to-head doing battle only like they can right here in TKN? My only question is to all of you is do you really think out of all four of these, who do you think is going to be the one possibly
Oh,
that could be going home? Because, I mean, all four of these, they're incredible. They've all proven to why they are here. And, you know, if I had to pick anybody, I mean, it's so close. I would have to think it's going to be between Mark Metcalf and Mr. Cooper, unfortunately. Now, when it comes down to those,
oh my goodness, that's gonna be great. Can we get Howard in here? Okay, OG Howard.
What is
Howard, it's not gonna be Glacier Ray Lloyd, homie. We've seen him right for a long time. OG.
Yeah, he was very much part of the beginning of this with Avi, and I came in shortly thereafter. He's talk about foundations. He's helped definitely build foundation. Glacier Ray Lloyd, a super intelligent, passionate guy, super gracious guy. I remember. Here's a little fun little tidbit memory. I remember the moment where Avi just he left the broadcast and just left me with Ray, and he just wanted me to talk, and I was like, Avi, what are you doing? I'm a music guy. I just come on, do music, then I leave. And he left me there, and I was like, oh my god, what is going on? I've never done this before. What is going on? But again, credit to Avi. He saw something in me, and he saw my capability to be able to just hang with Ray, and it was a super awesome learning experience, and it was something I shared with Avi and Ray. So both of those gentlemen, I hold very deep in my corazón. So.
And Avi and Ray have had Breaking the Ice as their show for even longer than TKN. It started back at one of those lovely Starcasts that Sonny Onoo was at as well. We saw that in the video. And Glacier is a second chance bowl winner, and he could go all the way. He was defeated by Brian Blair in round number 1. And
Phil knows.
Unfortunately, all of these guys were before my time, but I can go right here on the YouTube, on the TKN YouTube channel to the archives, which I've been doing almost every day, and catching up on these videos to see who's coming up, what I missed, and just to get hyped for the matches. The conversations are amazing.
Well, speaking of valuable,
guys, I got to ask a question. Somebody's got to help me.
Okay.
I want to know who won the money.
Oh!
Won some money.
Brother, we were all thinking it. We were all thinking it.
On the moolah. People speak.
Hello, Green Room Nation, and happy holiday season. Wherever you are as we get closer to the holidays, I hope that you are merry, well, and bright. And tonight, we are going to see some very bright conversations, competition, and passion. Mystery competitors. Who could it be? Who could it be? It could be anyone, because here on the Green Room, on TKN, we always have amazing conversations amongst amazing individuals. And of course, we couldn't do it without all of you, the engine that makes this thing run. So let's get running, shall we?
All right. We got a fight card tonight. 2 fighters, a manager. What more do you need? Well, topics from Avi Klein, nice green room setting, all that good stuff. But who is it? Who is it in this 11th hour match? Here is my prediction. I'm going with Dan Severn, Royce Gracie, Sonny Onoo. I never get them right, but always got to try. So we'll see if this one's going to fly. Enjoy the show.
Yet.
Tonight, we have 3 competitors who have never appeared on TKN stage. Who are they? We'll find out soon. But first, I have a couple of predictions. Our first participant is a former WWE and UFC great, whose hint was sibling. I'm thinking Ronda Rousey. Next, we have one of the greatest of all time, a UFC Hall of Famer, whose hint was OG. Can't get any more OG than Dan Severn. And then we have a legendary pro wrestling manager whose hint is karate. I'm thinking Sonny Onoo. Will I be right? Will I be wrong? Who knows? But I can't wait to find out.
Hi everyone, Miranda,
Miranda
here, and we are going to have another amazing night tonight on the Green Room's TKN tournament, and I am super excited for this one, I mean, as always, but tonight we're going to have not one, not two, but 3 mystery competitors. This is insane. Now, according to the hints that we got a couple of days ago, I am thinking that the martial arts instructor karate is going to be Steve Blackman, the WWE champ is going to be Ken Shamrock, and the UFC legend is going to be Nate Diaz. Now, I could be completely off, but that is the fun of this, is guessing and using these hints. Who do you think is going to be the mystery competitor? Mystery competitors, actually, 3 of them tonight. And we are going to win some money, hopefully, too. That's awesome. Oh, I can't wait. See you guys there.
Hello, TKN audience. It is that time once again, and man, holiday season, and TKN has quite the gift for us tonight. We have a 11th hour match with 3 mystery opponents, and who doesn't love a good mystery? We've got 2 people will advance, 1 person will go home. And this is actually for a spot to get into the big round 2 of the tournament. We have got, well, like I said, mystery opponents. There is the first mystery opponent is a WWE and UFC great. There is a clue attached to who he is, and that one is sibling. We have also got a UFC Hall of Famer. The clue attached to him is OG. The third and final one is a wrestling manager great. The clue attached to him is martial arts. I am going with my guesses to be Ken Shamrock, St. Pierre, and Sonny Onoo. We'll see you then. Vote unbiased. Have a good one.
Hey everybody, are you guys all excited for tonight's amazing match? We have one of the greatest UFC Hall of Famers. And their hint, it's OG. I'm a betting man. I think it may be one Dan Severn. Next, we have a pro wrestling manager. Well, his hint, it's martial arts. I think this could be one Sonny Onoo. Next, we have a UFC, WWE great. His hint, it's sibling. I'm sorry. I think that's Ken Shamrock. Remember, 2 out of 3 go home, 1 advance. Who will it be? Stay tuned tonight. We're all going to find out real soon. And hopefully, one or some of us will win lots of Avi Klein spending money.
So here we are, and here it is again, another 11th hour match up. And tonight we have former WWE and UFC great going up against one of the greatest all times, UFC Hall of Famer and legendary pro wrestling manager. I think those belong to Dan Severn, Ken Shamrock, and Bill Alfonso. And in that case, I am going to go with Ken Shamrock and Dan Severn to go all the way. But those are just my picks. I cannot wait to see who is here tonight. It is going to be epic. This is going to be a great matchup. I can already see it. All right, take it easy.
Good evening, everybody. It is your favorite Green Roomer, Peaceful Pete's, and I'm here to give you my predictions for tonight's 11th hour matchup. We have former WWE and UFC great. My guess, Brock Lesnar. I know it's a wild guess, but you never know. Avi can pull him. I know he can. Avi gets all the greats.
Mm-hmm.
The next up is one of the all-time great UFC Hall of Famers, and I'm going to say Dan Henderson on this one. And next, a legendary pro wrestling manager. I'm going to say Jimmy Hart. There you have it, folks.
Hey, Greenies. It's your boy, Jamie Sparling here. Remember me, Green Rumor, 4 years, host of In the Dojo on the new network, as well as the new Formable podcast, and head instructor of Affinity Martial Arts and Wellness in Wausau, Wisconsin. Tonight, we've got the show for you, as well as there's opportunities for you to win money. That's right. You've already probably found out quite a bit by following us on social media, but there's some hints and, well, basically, I'm going to do my prediction. I believe that we're going to see Ken Shamrock today in the green room. And I'm so excited. I watched this guy right at the beginning of my martial arts career, incredibly inspiring. I believe he's going to be on the show with Dan the Beast Severn. Okay, he is a UFC OG as well as a NWA wrestler as well as WWE. The man has done it all, as well as pro wrestling manager. This one was hard. I'm going Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman is the pro wrestling manager that I think we're going to see today. I believe that he's been involved in martial arts, and, well, that's my prediction. So anyway, good luck to you. I hope you win some money, all right? I'm throwing my predictions in the hat, too. Let's have some fun and enjoy the green room just like we do every night.
Oh.
Yeah,
Avi.
We won money.
Where's our money?
Give us your
Give
money.
us our money.
Show us the money.
Avi.
Oh, that's it. He's in and he's out.
Come on.
Diving, slipping and moving.
The holidays. We're in the giving spirit. Avi.
That was great. Oh my
I'll take
God.
that in Canadian funds. Thank you.
Giselle, so impressed.
Hey, thanks. That was really hard.
I thought I had this one, okay? Kind of my wheelhouse, you know what I mean? Host of In the Dojo on the new network, and you killed it. Well done.
I was definitely between Shamrock and Severn for the longest time.
Yes.
And now I'm very interested in the etymology of Severn because back where I come from, there is a street spelled the same way but pronounced differently. And I want to know what the difference is and how that evolved. And if they are the same, like the whole Houston-Houston debate between New York and Texas, which are two different people. Therefore, they are pronounced differently. That's the short of it. You can look up the rest of it later. So, that was my interesting takeaway. But yeah, Ken Shamrock was also on my short list, and I could see he was on a bunch of other people's as well. And I thought the manager was going to be the most difficult to choose, but maybe some little clues from previously crept back into my head. So you always have to pay attention because those hints are dropping all the time, whether you know it or not. Chad, you had some great predictions there as well.
Well, I mean, I did win some money, right? And the best part about it, I am Canadian. It comes in Canadian funds. It's a little bit more. So, hey, Christmas is going to be great.
What are you talking about?
Mr. Klein, you have come through for me once again, my friend.
He comes through all the time for all of us.
He does.
Without a doubt. Thank you, Avi. But we want your money.
Yes, we do want your money.
Avi, what about my money?
Where's
Yeah,
that?
you said before, haven't you? Just leave time.
Oh my gosh, that's it. He's slipping and dying. You know, that man does deserve a drink after what he just pulled off, but come on, you gotta pay the pony. Hey, Larry, what do you think, huh?
All right. I'll say one thing and then I'll get out of here. This is your show, guys. On the black box, we're going to settle this because apparently 30,650 people made at least one prediction correctly tonight. We know that. So we're going to sort this out. All right? I ain't Bank of America. We're going to sort this thing out, or Canada. And I promise you, Chad, you can attest to this. You've won some money.
I have.
And hey, Chad, U.S., it wasn't some of that funny money in Canada. You won the
No.
real thing. I guarantee you guys and gals, some of you will win some money. I'll explain it all in the black box.
Mm.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I've got things to.
He's probably going to go cry a little
Pull
bit
back
after
to
the
lick
match.
his wounds.
Please wait out of
Yeah.
this.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Sean, you've known Avi for a while. He's good on his word, isn't he?
I never thought any of you guys would, I guess, collaborate and force me to listen and remind me that you're on a mission to win my money. But that's what happened.
Oh.
Did I
You
talk
don't
to any of
understand,
y'all?
man. We're not friends. I was Vanilla Ice. But listen, I did mention that this Wednesday night, it's the last episode of the Black Box airing exclusively on Joe Rositano's page. January 1st, which is essentially in 10 days or so, we were going to be debuting the Black Box exclusively on YouTube. This very channel now that you guys are in. Get the word out. Talking to Lester, Phil, Eric, everybody in the comment section, time. But this Wednesday, it's a loaded show. It's a loaded show because not only will you find out how I'm going to sort this thing out regarding the jackpot winners of Avi's loot, but guys, it's going to be a hoot as well because I guarantee you, this Wednesday night, we're going to give you a lot more of what we sampled last Wednesday night when it was announced that the very first Black Box debate tournament extends. It extends beyond anything you could have imagined because the green ticket is going to invite green roomers, engine members, and even celebrities alike to join in on the second tournament that we have running on the Black Box. We got mystery participants in that as well. It's going to be a big field. I'm not going to unveil the brackets, but I will tell you this. Larry's in this tournament. Chad, as we saw this past Wednesday, is in this tournament. Sean, as we saw this past Wednesday, is in this tournament. So is Howard, so is Giselle, so is Jamie. But guess what? It doesn't mean that it's only running this Wednesday. It's going to be running for a few Wednesdays. So, hey, you never know if you'll see any of the combination of these incredible green roomers on this Wednesday night, or it might be the following. Either way, this Black Box tournament might run for the next month or so, but it's well worth it because the final green ticket is on the line. And if you think you don't need it, ask my dear friend Matt Hughes who wants it. Ask my dear friend Clinton Portis who wants it. Ask my dear friend Jason London who wants it. Guys, eliminations are the real deal. 11th hour matchup, there are ties. But when it comes to second round matchups, as we've seen since we started, every Saturday night there will be an elimination. So if you have that green ticket, it is essentially a get out of jail free card. Yes, if you're a wrestling fan, it's like having the money in the bank briefcase. You can cash that thing in whenever you want. You could cash it in the moment you lost. You could cash it in 5 seconds after it was announced that you got eliminated from your match. Or you could wait and bide your time and pop in at any point in any second round match. That's what the green ticket is. You can still stay in this tournament where, again, 132 award winners and Hall of Famers are all vying for the biggest prize ever. So, in order to understand, guys and gals, where we're going, we must first find out where we were this past Wednesday. Giselle is going to make a case for historical films, prioritizing accuracy over entertainment. Chad is going to go the other way and make a case for historical films, prioritizing entertainment over education.
Who wants to feel like they've been lied to? Often in education, we are given information in scaffolding or in steps. So what we learn when we're 5 is true, but not necessarily the whole truth. And concentrating on historical accuracy help us combat those misconceptions that we may have held from our early childhood days.
Why not spice it up a bit? As I said, spicing up something doesn't mean that we're changing up a story, but it's making it an enjoyable for more demographics out there.
Chad with 8, Giselle with 8. They're tied again. They will.
Yeah.
They will not a rematch, but they are both going to be in the next round tournament. So give it up for Chad and Giselle. They're both going to be in the next round. I'm going to.
Wow. That a match last week on the Black Box. Giselle and Chad, y'all battled it out.
Yes.
Okay. That was amazing. And it was so hard for me to vote because I really lean towards less historically accurate and like more entertaining. Otherwise, I'd watch a documentary. You know what I mean? But the way that Giselle, you talked about the clothing and all those pieces, you almost just pulled me right over to the other side because you were so right. But I don't know. That's what resonated with me. But really well done on the black box. How about this tournament on the black box? Now, let's talk about a green ticket. How valuable do you feel the green ticket is, Howard?
I mean, you're talking about changing the course and the fate of so many things. I mean, look, Avi brought it up this past Wednesday. We all know my match. We all know what's at stake. And if you guys are watching for the first time, I'm going up against a guy called JW. I have put my show on the line, and if I win, I keep the show. But, and it is a huge but, Avi Klein will not be able to compete if I win. And he's talked and has shared so much passion about how much it would mean to host that Tom Sizemore trophy over his shoulder.
Yeah.
And look, I don't want to dampen the energy right now, but you know, he's my brother. I love him. I know how much.
Why is my name leaving those lips when the only thing you should be worried about is winning your match against JW?
Yeah.
Why have you knocked right, Jamie? Why have you knocked on you know, one of our clues was sibling. Why are you knocking on your opponent's sibling's door? Why are you mentioning my name? Why are you mentioning how if you win, you're going to have to find out what it's like to deal with your best friend's feelings getting hurt because he got eliminated? I agree to those stakes. I'm a big boy, Howard. Been on my own since I was 17 years old. Never looked back. I knew exactly what I did when I said yes to those conditions and those terms. I don't want you to ever have anything else or anyone else on your mind but JW when you compete. Because I guarantee you, the reason why you're not seeing him right now is because if you did, he probably wouldn't be competing in this tournament. Neither would you. You'd both be locked up somewhere. That's how bad it is. It takes every bit of strength and every bit of this gift of gab that I've been thankfully gifted with to keep JW from knocking down your door. All right? So I suggest you don't worry about me. I suggest you worry about him. Because I'm worried about my opponent that I don't talk too much about because I don't want to make this about me. My opponent's Megan, one of the smartest, one of the most talented, one of the most gifted and educated human beings that I've ever met in my entire life. I'm worried about that match. I'm concerned about that match. The end result, to me, is imminent. She goes down and I win. But you know what? That inner confidence that I have as it goes into how I feel about my match is no different than how Chad feels about his match. It's no different than how Jamie felt about his match. It's no different than how Giselle felt about hers. It's no different than how you should feel about yours. Larry's taking this all in.
I think that me getting into round 3 was, I don't know, it's somewhat of a milestone in my life. Okay? This has been just so outstanding, and the amount of respect that I have for the competitors really, you know, speaking of milestones, there is nothing more important than being of service to others. And it starts with a simple conversation. Right, Howard?
Well, definitely it starts with a conversation. And I think what people respond to when it comes to TKN and why we've seen some amazing numbers and why we're going to see some amazing numbers very soon is because we have conversations on this show. And those conversations, I know, have led to some amazing milestones, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes. Interesting. We don't, in our world, and haven't since the days of the Greeks who did, combine philosophy and art with sport.
Man, listen, you see, really, to me, Ultimately, martial art means honestly expressing yourself. Now, it is very difficult to do. I mean, it is easy for me to put on a show and be cocky and be flooded with a cocky feeling and then feel like pretty cool and all that. Or I can make all kinds of phony things, you see what I mean? Blinded by it. Or I can show you some really fancy movement. But to express oneself honestly, not lying to oneself, and to express myself honestly, now that, my friend, is very hard to do. And you have to train. You have to keep your reflexes so that when you want it, it's there.
Bring joy.
Please name a time in your life where you felt the need to let go of someone or something in order to achieve or protect. John, can you please share a moment in your life where you were at a crossroads and might have felt stuck? Were there many options, well-intentioned paths on the horizon?
Never let me tell you what you can't do.
The end, as sappy as it sounds, and I'd rather be sappy than cynical, we're all going to be winners here, guys and gals, because we're going to learn. It's all about the human experience.
And you know what my favorite part about that video was?
Oh my God,
What's
those
that?
numbers.
What?
Oh,
So we started this night with 69.8 thousand subscribers, and we are continuing to grow even between shows. We are at 69.9.
Yes,
Yes.
look us up. Let's hit 70 tonight. 70 tonight, okay?
Let's
Yeah,
do it.
come on, let's go.
And all
The
of
greatest
this
thing we're doing,
under
guys,
a
is we're
year.
moving forward.
In the past couple of weeks alone with those subscribers, which means you're helping us get the word out. We're continuing to get the word out.
Yes, thank you all.
This is amazing. And round 2 is starting to take off. At the end of round 1, we had 6-figure views on our last 4 round 1 matches, and we're starting to get back up there with round 2. So
Yeah.
no, we are not done. There is plenty more celebrity tournament to come. The green room isn't going anywhere. We're here on YouTube. We've got the green room. We've got the post show now. Starting January 1st, we have the black box.
Yeah.
What else could we possibly be offering?
A banana.
So much.
A banana.
Banana.
Man, that was such a good video. I need to recover from that somehow. All that energy, I'm so tired.
Was it all the dancing, Larry?
It was the dancing. I'm setting goals for myself. Win the green ticket, knock you guys out, and exercise and work out, and just start 2025 the right way.
Mm-hmm.
And for some people, that is something like improving their lives and recovering, working on their mental health. Didn't you recently speak with someone like that, Howard, doing something?
I did. I had the really great fortune of being able to talk to my friend Chris. He is also in recovery, and what's very cool is that he's also Afro-Latino, Dominican, also sober, also an artist. But all those things are awesome, but really at the day, all those things are kind of surfacey, because what we share is what we call, and what we do here also, is that language of the heart, right? Be able to speak from the heart, and being able to, from that place, you know, regain a sense of sobriety, regain a sense of yourself. And yeah, it was a really beautiful conversation, and I'd love to if you guys want to take a little look at it, a little glimpse of how that went. By the way, it was 30 degrees in that park as we were walking, just putting that out there. Chris was a sport. He's awesome, dude.
Absolutely.
Yeah, everything is a lot more manageable. It's like, because I have an artist brain, because I have these anxieties and these insecurities that I put out into my art, and that's what makes it appealing to others.
Yeah.
You know?
That they identify with it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I would say, if anything, like, in a sense, like, I feel more creative because I am sober, because when I was, the whole situation of, like, when I was making art under the influences, it was a job at the end of the day. So all I had to do was make a product. It was barely even art at that point. You know? I mean, it was art, but
it was your life in it. It was your blood. It was your spirit in it. You know?
So I'm not one to compare the past to the present.
Sure.
Because I always like to be a forward thinker.
Yeah.
It's a different situation, but I will say, in correlation to my life in art, like, everything is a lot more manageable now. Like, 3 months ago, I just got off my anti-anxiety medication.
Oh, awesome. Congratulations.
And right now, it's just the program and therapy that are, you know, like the building blocks, I would say.
Yeah.
It's like kind of the backbone structure of, like, my mental health, you know?
Yeah.
And all that in turns reflects into my art.
Now,
you know?
that's freaking awesome. Let me ask a side question here that I don't always have the luxury of asking other sober men, because, again, you know, they're just, you know, a lot of those guys, a lot of my friends are not necessarily Dominican, right? So they don't know what that experience is like, what that family dynamic is like. Did you find that this whole idea of, like, I gotta phrase this question. So it's like, for me, I feel like a unicorn in my family. Right? Number one, I'm kind of like one of the, well, I wouldn't say the first artist, but I'm one of the many who kept doing it. And there's that whole philosophy of, you know, when I would tell friends of the family, like, yeah, I don't drink anymore. And they're like, why? Well, because I just can't. They're like, well, can't you just have one? Or can't you just stop at 4? Like, you're good. You're just good. Just stop at 4. So this concept of it being a disease, you know, it's still something for that. It's still something that
yeah, it's a little hard for them.
Yeah, and it's you know, it's almost like being able to drink. And this is just my experience. Like, it's like being able to drink excessively. It's like a badge of honor, almost. I feel like within culture, not all of it. Not to say it's all that's all part of the culture, but I feel like it's celebrated to some degree.
Yeah.
So coming at it with, well, no, I have a problem doing that, and I also get help for it. There's almost like that in and of itself becomes taboo. Like, we don't talk about that.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. Could you speak on that, or your thoughts on that?
I mean, I relate to being a black sheep of my family as well too. You know, like I'm the punk in my family. On top of that, like, you know, I wasn't raised speaking Spanish.
Okay.
That makes me, you know, somewhat different.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's funny. Like, this past Thanksgiving, I was with the Dominican side of my family, and I think they forgot from the last Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
I was also sober for that one.
Sure.
That I told them like, hey, I don't drink anymore. This and that. They're very respectful for it.
Yeah, yeah.
And I think it's because of my personal family dynamic.
Sure.
The disease does run in my family. Like I have crackhead and cocaine addict, uncles and aunts and stuff, and I have a lot of family that struggle with bipolar disorder and other mental diseases.
Sure.
Mental illnesses. And like I guess there is somewhat of a social awareness when someone does make the decision to stop drinking.
Yeah.
To where it's like I don't feel like I'm being judged, and I definitely do feel somewhat supported.
Yeah, that's awesome.
In my decision to do things, regardless of what's going on around me. If anything, I always get that. Oh, is it okay if we drink around you? Like, are you okay? Like, my mom came up to me when everyone was taking shots because it's also my uncle's birthday.
Okay, copy, gotcha.
And so their shots were flying. They killed a bottle of Don Julio in like an hour.
Sure.
My mom came up to me.
But see, how do you, boom, right there, like, how do you take me moment to moment? How do you navigate that? And by the way, I just want to say, my family also just 110% supports it. Early on, it was kind of dicey for me, kind of like navigating those waters. But yeah, take me like, boom, that's a perfect example, because I'm sure a lot of newcomers, especially in the season now, we got Christmas, we got New Year's, are going to be in those family situations where it's like everyone's like trying to be supportive, but it's like they're going to get what you just got. Hey, do you mind? Is this okay? How did you navigate that?
See, I feel like it goes even deeper than just being situational. Okay. It goes into the rudiments of sobriety, which is when you're a newcomer.
Yeah.
You first come in. Definitely take suggestions. Like listen to people that got some time.
Yeah.
You don't have to fully blindly follow their advice, but you know what I mean. There's some tidbits in there. Take what you want from everything.
Definitely.
Call people.
Sure.
And do the steps as soon as possible. Like those things, those rudiments is what set me up to be able to stand on my own in situations.
Got it.
Because further down the line, there isn't always 100% of the time where there's someone to call.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there are some situations in sobriety that you have to navigate by yourself.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's when what my sponsor says separates the men from the boys. Like I don't like to use that term, but
I get it.
I believe in the rudiments of sobriety.
Yeah.
So in that specific situation, like I was able to stand on my own a lot. Like I talked to the family members that I'm most comfortable with, that I can pour my heart out. Like I try to just text a member, or another fellow, or my sponsor.
That's awesome. There's a phrase, having smart feet. So like what leads you to a meeting after like any dire situation, and but now I also think you have smart, having smart fingers. So because
texting right
making
now,
that text, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a different world out there, and because we're so hyper connected, there's no excuse to like to do it alone at all ever.
Yeah, no, you're 110% right.
Thank you to you and Chris both. I really needed to hear some of that today, Howard.
That's a beautiful thing about what we do here, right? We all have that opportunity. We all have that canvas, and that's really important because Jamie, you got a story. Larry, you got a story. Giselle, you got a story. Sean, you got a story. Chad, all you guys, and it's important to hear that story. But do we all have platforms in which to tell that story? So.
Yeah. But also it seems like it's much more accessible and easier to find that support. We all go back and forth. How many times even on this show, on the green room, in the tournament, have we had discussions about social media and AI and technology and everything else? Chad, would you think it's, like Chris said, it's more accessible, it's easier to find that support now in different kinds of ways with the advances that we have in technology, being able to reach someone further away that you might be closer to, or someone that you might not be as close to but is in your vicinity? Now you have more options?
I firmly believe so. I really do. Like, I mean, I went through addiction myself too and dealing with it. I mean, I did it all cold turkey. So I didn't reach out for a lot of it. But to hear a lot of these people's stories and how they were able to overcome and what they went through and the different channels that they were able to come and find the answers that they needed overall to get where they want to be in life and to help them overcome the addiction in itself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just one of those things. It's so hard and almost impossible to do. What do you think about that, Larry? Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I do apologize, guys. I don't have a lot of exposure to this. Growing up, I did go to church, had some issues with the church, not the church itself, but people. And I stepped away from a lot of that because they did lie and everything. And I did not have a lot of exposure to people who were going through addiction. And I thank you guys and Miranda and Howard.
But I don't think a lot of people had a lot of exposure to those that battled, fought, and defeated stage 4 cancer.
No.
So your recovery story, and Larry, that's an old show I used to do. I would challenge myself to talk about different aspects of recovery. I know that Howard and Jamie remember that show.
Yes, I do.
And there are many different ways to discuss recovery.
That's true.
Because your hell and my hell and Howard's hell and Chad's hell, if I had a chance to cue that up, Giselle, hell, I could have done something with that. But all of our...
You still can. He'll come back around.
Anytime I miss a rhyme, I beat myself up. I do like
bet.
I do hack squats all night. But anytime you can compare your hell to somebody else's, the circumstance might be different, but the one thing that brings you guys together is the fact that you went through hell. Back. So recovery is definitely something that I think is going to be a big part of not just the post show, but also the talk shows.
Yeah.
And guys and gals and pals, the talk shows are returning as early as next weekend, if not the new year. We know that. We already have Fab Friday. Indie Tales is doing great on this channel as we speak. We know that. And guys, the other Fab Friday shows will be uploaded soon as well. Pete's Perspective, Miranda's great show, Slice of Life.
Yes.
We also have, right, Phil Justin's, right? Have your Phil. And then if that's not enough, guys and gals, the voiceover. All re-debuted Fab Friday a couple weeks ago. The Sunday Source. We're all waiting for that. Quite the build. We've got the return of In the Dojo. We've got the return of Paper Knife. We've got the return of the Bloomosphere. We have Howard's favorite show, right? JW's show is going to be on. And hey, he may have two. He may have a Monopoly. He may have Boardwalk and Park Place. He might have the JW show on Sunday. And when he wins and defeats Howard Collado, if that happens, he might take over. Well, he would, if in that situation, he would take over your show on Friday nights. So he'd have to, and I asked him, I said, would you just, he goes, no, I would actually still call it the Howard Show.
Wow. Thank you, sir. I have another.
Of course you would. Yeah, of course you would.
Absolutely. Nice to see you, Vegas Clay, from our Twitch account. Okay, nice. We are on Twitch, guys. We'll let you know more about Twitch. We do stream on Twitch every Saturday, but guess what, guys? We're also going to be very soon to be in the new year active on Instagram, X. If TikTok's still around, we'll see. So we will be on other platforms as well. And guys, I mean, I just named what? 1, 2, 3. How many platforms? 5, 6. I named a lot of platforms. Probably about 5 or 6, but that still doesn't compare to Chad's top 10. He's got 10. He always does.
Right.
We don't know what list he has for us tonight, but we do know it's going to be live. That's how we thrive. And Chad gives us no jive. Give us your top 10.
Yeah.
Sounds like a plan. I've never done this live, so I want you guys all to stick with me because this is going to be fun. And I think this top 10 will blow your mind. Whether or not you agree with me or not, it's my top 10.
Yes, it is.
Anyways, my top 10 tonight consists of my top 10 biggest threats in the whole tournament as of starting now. Number 10. I'm going to have to give this one to the one and only Miss Sally Jesse Raphael.
Yeah.
Why? She is
Wait,
very
this is your
attentive.
top 10 to win the entire tournament?
This is my top 10 biggest threats, Abby.
Biggest threats, guys.
Biggest
Threats to you,
the ones
threats
that
to you,
scare
threats
me
to
the
us.
most that I don't want to go against, but if I have to, I'm going to, because one way or another, I'm taking that crown home. So, but I mean, Sally Jesse, she's hard hitting. She's not afraid to throw in rebuttals. I really think with her being a hostess in an interview, that you know she's going to capitalize in doing what she does best on trying to throw us off of our game. So to me, I think that is a really big threat, and why she's my top 10. So now I'm going to go to my number 9. That, of course, to me is the one and only John O'Hurley. Right? I think you'd all agree that John's a pretty big threat in this tournament. Maybe not your top 10, but mine he is. He sits back, he listens, and like Jake the Snake, he's cold and calculated. He listens to what you have to say, and then he will pick you apart smiling. There's nothing this man does not do without a smile. He can beat your butt in a topic smiling, and you're still friends with him at the end of the topic. You know what I mean? Probably one of the only people in the tournament that can do this. So that is why he is my number 9. My number 8, some of you guys may put this guy a little bit lower, but I think it's Dakin Matthews. And I only say that is because I'm not that familiar with Dakin, but with what the videos that I've seen of Dakin on YouTube, this guy makes me shake. He does. I knew nothing about him, but these videos, I mean, this is why the videos are important to watch. You don't realize your competition until you start having to study them.
Speaking of body language, all you have to do is watch the Rick Barry, Dakin Matthews qualifying match.
Woo!
Talking about a man that never gets rattled in Rick Barry, right? One of the all-time greats. Watch that match with him and Dakin Matthews. Enough said.
That's right. And, you know, after Dakin, like, I mean, he's just a smart guy all around. And, I mean, he can hit you out of nowhere. He's just that smart. And him and Stephen Tobolowsky, when they went head-to-head, man, that match was just awesome. Couldn't ask for a better match. So, yet again, I'm a little terrified to go against Dakin. Jesse Ventura. Who would not be afraid of this guy? As I said, he's up there with my number 7. Some of you guys may put him a little bit lower. But I mean, we have so many celebrities in this tournament. It's hard really to pick and put them in a proper position. It's a forever, ever thing going on. But I mean, Jesse, he's hard hitting. He's not afraid to get his hands dirty. He will ask the questions that most people won't. His knowledge is like unlike anybody else. He will take you toe to toe, whether it's here in a back alley match, if it's a ladder match. The man used to be a wrestler. He's just not afraid to bring it. And I mean, when I mean bring it, he brings it. That brings me down to number 6. The one, the only, Mark Henry. Yes, I know. Mark Henry is very, very educated, very smart. He makes me very afraid. I really wanted to put Mark a little bit higher up in the list, closer to the 1. But I mean, when you hear what I have coming down, you're going to understand totally. And I mean, there's just so many great celebrities that, as I said, to put them in 10 out of 100 and some celebrities that we've had in this, my job for this was very, very, very tough. But I mean, you guys have all seen Mark, right? You've seen him in his battles. You've seen him in conversation, just even in conversation with Avi shows what kind of education, what this man will bring to the tournament, what he means to people. He is just a humanitarian of all humanitarians. He thinks about all of his topics, all of his points. He knows what he's going to say. He knows how he's going to attack you from the minute he looks at you. He just knows where to pinpoint your weaknesses from the moment you speak. It brings me down to number 4, a great Canadian, and I'm certainly not afraid to announce this man's name, Jacques Rougeau.
No.
I mean, Jacques is so well defined. I mean, education, what he does for anti-bullying. I mean, he's out there. The world loves Jacques. I mean, he connects with everybody, and it doesn't matter on what level. He just connects with everybody. And when you get to a man who can connect with anybody, that means he can connect with me and take me out in a heartbeat. Then he can go and connect with Howard, take Howard out in a heartbeat.
Wow.
Hey, you and Jacques seem to be great friends and, have conversation. You could be next. I mean, I'd be afraid of Jacques. That's all I got to say. You guys know what he's about. You know what he can bring to the table. He's my number 4. My number 3, my number 5. My number 4, he's just been recently brought into the tournament. The one and only Stevie Ray.
Yeah.
Right? Another man who is just so versatile. I mean, from the moment I knew Stevie was entered in on this, and he had a bit of a mini debate his first night, and I believe it was with you, Howard, that he had it. The moment he knew that he was in a topic and he was going to have a debate, he locked in on you, and you could see he was already thinking. It wasn't this pleasantry getting to know you, Howard. It was getting to know where his place and plan of attack was. That's threatening when you know a man can do that immediately without, the pleasantries. He's sitting there looking at you going, yep, how you doing? I'm going to rip your head off.
He turns it on just like that.
Exactly. You know what I mean?
Exactly
So
right.
you felt his heat. Exactly. So, I mean, why wouldn't he be my number 4? He might be higher for you guys. I don't know. Do you guys agree that, that Stevie Ray number 4 is pretty good, or would you go a little bit lower?
That 4, 3, 2, that neighborhood. Yeah, I'll play Stevie in there. Sure.
Yeah, I would.
Definitely top 5. I'm loving this so far, and I can't wait to hear the next of them. And I think a lot of these people would be on all of our lists, possibly in a different order, but so far solid. So let's keep going. What else we got?
Yeah. Well, number 3, everybody knows this man. They love him. He won't take his roses. It doesn't matter how much you throw them at him. It is the one, the only. Avi Klein. Oh, Avi. Take your roses and just enjoy them, my
Yes, please.
This is my top 10. Don't you ruin it because you don't want to take your roses.
Yeah.
Everybody knows why Avi is a threat. Everybody. He is the man that created TKN. And with a man like that who can create something like this, he is going to be a very huge threat. It doesn't matter in what kind of capacity. You just know that he has the snap of a finger and you're gone if he wants to take you out. The only way I think that you can beat Avi is that Avi has a bad day. And we all know Avi doesn't have a bad day.
No.
He might have a day that may not go so well, but never a bad day. So you really got to be on your game to get one by Avi Klein. So who's number 2? Well, the one and only Kelly. The J is not silent, freaking white.
Yeah.
Look at that man's toolbox. That's just one reason why I would think Kelly is probably one of the very biggest threats. Not to mention that if you get in his way, he has a way of convincing you that he's going to just run right through you. He's an intimidating guy. As much as we know Kelly to love him, when you get on the wrong side of Kelly, and I'm sure a few of you guys have been there, Howard, you've had a few chats playing.
Quite a few times, a couple of times,
Imagine what you're going to feel when you're in a match with Kelly. I felt it in a few of our many battles in Black Box. And let me tell you, I thought Kate was rough. Sorry, Giselle.
Oh, I am.
Kelly.
Oh, I am.
I mean, you two just, wow, blow my mind. You guys are very tough. But I mean, Kelly has everything going for him right now. And I mean, the only thing that's going to stop Kelly from possibly winning this whole thing is technical issues. I think the guy has enough prizes to carry him right through to the finals. I really do.
You know, I live fairly close to him. Something could accidentally happen to his cable.
Accident.
We're gonna play. Nope. We're
Does he
playing
know
together.
where you live, Larry? If he knows where you live, maybe we shouldn't do that, okay? Tech can happen to anybody, you know?
That's true. That's true. He does. He's
Mind-boggling. I'm flummoxed, Steven.
It is. I think it's great that he can actually somehow put together a top 10 when I can't put together a top 50 of the greatest or most threatening in this tournament. Someone we can see as viable threats should we face them. I don't know. I love that list. I know that somewhere I'm always probably thinking about the names you've mentioned, along with Jake Roberts, along with a John Anderson, who doesn't get enough credit, who has the verbal dexterity, right, to win this whole thing. Watch out for those former analysts and commentators. Oh, gosh. Joe Montana, who I think should always be put up there. There are a ton of them, but I also think that a Green Room is going to end up winning this thing. I've always said that. Beat a Kelly White, beat a Jamie Sparling, beat a Giselle, who are in round 3. Howard, if you can somehow get over this personal situation and make it more about the pride and the prize of it all, maybe you can go past JW. Chad, Miranda, and Phil, gosh almighty, Chad has definitely made his presence felt already. Sean doesn't even know who he's going to be facing. And then Larry's taking it all in, and who knows, Larry might give us a list of his own as someone who's sort of outside the field. But guys, he's not outside the field when it comes to the following. Our talk shows. What we do here, besides for this post show and the Green Room, which is going to go off air momentarily, but I do want to say this. The talk shows are returning. And also, beyond just talk shows, we're going to offer you variety here on this post show every Saturday night. This is not a one-off. We didn't mention that earlier, but this isn't a one-off. It's every Saturday night, a revolving door, some of the same faces. You will see a lot of the celebrities in and out of this tournament. Matt Hughes will be here. I know that for a fact on a Saturday show. So you'll be this is also a place for some of the people who've been eliminated to show up and talk about their experience in the tournament and, of course, being a part of TCAN in other capacity. But we're also going to be hearing a lot about the missions that everyone here on screen has, something that they believe in. Could be light, could definitely be something that is hard-hitting and serious, but definitely something that speaks to everyone you see on screen. As a matter of fact, Chad's top 10 is going to be a constant. Every week we're going to see a top 10 here on this show. It could be a top 10 about TCAN, it could be a top 10 about recovery, it could be a top 10 about everything he wants, anything. Howard Collado, Walk and Talk Recovery, is going to continue with part 3 with Chris coming up next Saturday. And of course, guys and gals and pals, we have Larry, Giselle, Sean, Jamie. I'm going to kick it off first to Larry. Larry, starting next week, or maybe even the new year, this post show is going to feature you talking about things that matter to you, such as?
That would be the cancer and the recovery. There's what you guys have heard is a snippet. The first time I talked to Avi on the phone, I told him a pretty comical story, but I won't go into the details I did with him. But I had 18 months of just the battle. And it impacts everyone. Take a look at Natalie,
Mm-hmm.
Jacques Rougeau's significant other.
Right.
It impacts everyone, and unlike a lot of males, I am open and honest about mine. I was very honest. I'm not shy about it. I did have testicular cancer. It started there. I was very sick for months. My wife asked me to go to the doctor to get checked out. As I'm going, she thinks I have mono. And I felt a lump right here on the side of my throat that was about the size of a golf ball.
Ooh.
So to think it started there, moved here, there's a lot more story there. And I'd love to hear how it impacts everyone else. I know it is a very hard subject, but I'm still here, and there are a lot of people that are still here. And I have been looking for a way to get my story out there and just to share, to inspire someone, help someone that needs it.
I love that. I love that.
This is by far the most amazing place to be able to reach people.
Well, we're happy to have you here because you are going to reach people. You already have reached people. And hey, speaking of people that have already been reached, you know, we always talk about how we have to pay it forward to give it back to our youth. Our man Jamie over here does just that in the dojo, but of course outside of it as well. He's going to be talking about something that he would like. It could be as early as next Saturday. It could be in a couple of weeks here on the post show as well. Of course, you get to see him in the dojo. You get to see his podcast as well, which you can talk about. But on the post show specifically, what are some of the other interests that you would like to delve into, Jamie?
Family, relationships. Ed brought up earlier how family is everything. And the way that we get to know each other here in this green room is like, well, we're all family, and I'll be the only dysfunctional one, right? But every family has a little bit of dysfunction and whatnot, but it's all about relationships. Life is about relationships. Martial arts is about relationships. And if we're lucky enough, we can walk in and then leave with new family members that we're close to. So that's what I want to really delve into.
Well said. Absolutely. It's all about family. And Jamie, you're a storyteller. You know how important ensemble is and how important it is to be able to bond, connect with your fellow scene partner. Giselle knows all too well about that. She's been teaching this great craft for so many years, been a part of this great craft as a storyteller and more. Giselle, we know that on Paper Knife, you delve into all things stage combat, a lot of poetry as well. What are we going to be talking about here on the post show?
Here on the post show, we are going to bring back Unsung Heroes and learn about people who are nearly forgotten in history, people whose accomplishments need to be brought more to the forefront so we can know the full stories and the whole stories. And we have a lot of fun months that we can theme it to, or holidays or days. So we're going to do a little bit more of historical profiles here with me on the post show.
I like the historical profiles. Very important to be able to, of course, significantly be able to tell a story of someone who maybe hadn't had their story told in the 21st century. It's hard to say goodbye to some of those who have been eliminated in this tournament, and it would not be a post show if we didn't remind you thus far that this is a tournament and the people will go home every Saturday night. Of course, the 11th hour matchups, we know that ties might change all of that, but not too many 11th hour matchups left. We do have a few, but I will remind you guys and gals and pals that every Saturday night, including next Saturday night, at least one will go home. And for those that already have, we give them our thanks and gratitude.
Mental health is huge. Just, if you haven't tried it, at least try therapy. Self, talk about your sexual orientation, talk about your sexual preferences. These are things that should be normalized as a man in order to be able to talk about.
Jason London, welcome to the Celebrity Grand Debate Tournament.
Hey guys, how's it going, man?
How are you doing, Jason?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good, man. Hanging out here, trying to not boil alive here in Florida.
You were talking to me actually the other day. We spoke a few times, of course. You told me as well, you concur, it's not just about 13 grand or the trip. It's about the pride of winning the whole tournament. Am I right?
Oh man, it's just, it's a lot of fun regardless. It's just fun to be a part of it. How beautiful your garden is depends on how beautiful you treat it, and how beautiful you love it, and how beautiful you take care of it. And I think that has very much to do with us on a personal level, whether it's dealing with addictions or whether it's dealing with emotional issues or whatever it might be.
First name Clinton, last name Portis. Welcome, my friend, to the Celebrity Tournament.
Appreciate it, man. Thanks for having me. I need whatever you on. I need my energy to be to that level at all times.
No, man, you deserve, again, every bit of it. And you know what? I got to say this to you, man. I don't know how this comes across, but I'll say it live. I can spot reading, man. You are real, and I appreciate you for that, man.
When it's only up to you. You can't call me. You can't come see me. We can't hang. Like, I'm sitting in this prison wall, and you have to go on with life.
Last name Cabrera, first name Ryan. Ryan, welcome to the Celebrity Tournament, my friend. How are you, man?
Whoa, dude. Yo, if I ever need to find somebody, just in general, I am calling you.
Man, oh man, the competition is stiff. Are you here to win the entire thing?
I have a newborn daughter, so I'm here to win it for her. Let's go. Now I have inspiration. The answer came because having a kid soon, I'm like, and me being a kid inside still, even though I'm 41 years old, I'm like, I'm still a kid inside. Every time I go to Disney, what he did there has created a whole world of imagination.
First name Jeb. Welcome, my friend.
Thank you, my God. Wow, what a hell of an interest. Wow, what a hell of an introduction. That was cool, man. That was super cool. I don't even think Michael Buffer did it better than you, brother. The first fight I made, let's rather say it was $1.5 million fight. The second fight, going into, they said in order to fight him again, Zap, you can only receive $100,000, and you got you got to fight him in his hometown, and you got to wear a certain brand of gloves.
Last name Douglas, first name Buster. Buster Douglas, welcome to the TKN Celebrity Tournament, my friend.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. That was awesome.
Would you want to win this entire thing, Mr. Douglas?
Most definitely. Most definitely.
I love it, guys. James Buster Douglas, he has...
Rock steady was a sound that gave you going, and my mother would get you going. And my mother would sing and dance to it. Another great hit was was Call Me. This was another favorite of my mother's too, that when she would sing, my father would sing along.
Matt, welcome, my friend, to the Celebrity Tournament.
That was a good introduction. You talk faster than I do.
Man,
without me saying yes to Dana, that Dana wouldn't have his favorite fight in the octagon.
One of those men will be eliminated from this tournament because, again, that's what this is. It is a tournament. The conversations will continue. The friendships have already blossomed. They're not going anywhere. But only one can emerge from this TKN Celebrity Tournament where winning is a positive, and doing so is only, I think, beneficial for those that are willing to listen and grow. We have a lot of great thinkers here, a lot of great minds. One of them will be eliminated next Saturday night. That's pretty sobering. Wouldn't you agree?
Yes.
Very sobering. Very sobering. I don't want to say goodbye to anyone that is on next week's show.
I would agree.
Oh, out of those four, it's going to be nearly impossible to predict who's going to be eliminated. And just seeing that picture erased, tears.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, like 4 people, which one of them can possibly go home?
One of them will. You saw that picture at the end right there. It'll either be Michael Cooper, who just got inducted to the Hall of Fame. It'll either be pro wrestling legend Ray Lloyd, who again started this green room with myself, Howard Collado, or it will be Mark Metcalf, an award-winning storyteller. Of course, guys and gals and pals. It also could be Jake Hager, who's a Hall of Famer in his own right, former WWE great AEW star. Let's just really, in 30 seconds or less, without explaining why, it could change by next week. Unofficial predictions. Who's going home next week, Howard?
Oh boy. Oh man.
One name.
First thought that comes to mind is just it's Jake Hager, and really I really do think it might be just about possibly life experience. I mean that's the first name that comes to my mind.
Jake Hager.
Yeah.
You can elaborate more next week. No worries there. Larry?
I have to say Jake Hager as well.
Jake Hager, Giselle?
Initially, I'm between Jake and Glacier, and I'm not really sure which one I'm leaning more toward right now. I don't like this one. It might be Glacier.
Jamie?
Cooper. I think Cooper. I don't know. I was going to say Jake Hager, but at the last minute, I feel it right here. No respect, but I think Cooper's going to be eliminated.
Michael Cooper, Chad?
I think, unfortunately, it may be Mr. Mark Metcalf going home this time.
Wow. Chad calling it.
A lot of it has to do also with the topics, guys. We'll see how that is. Do these topics speak to the luminaries? Of course, round number 3, you're going to see the opposite effect. If there's a 4-way match, there will be a few. 1 out of 4 will advance in a 4-way. Think about that. That means 25% of the field will move on to round 4. And if it's a triple threat match, only 33% of that match will allow 1 out of 3 to advance to the next round. So it's going to get harder, a lot more difficult. But guys, hey, you've been with us for quite some time. We don't think that each post show is going to go this long, but we had a lot to cover. We're glad we did. We haven't played milestone videos for a while. We wanted to do that. A lot of people have been asking about some of that stuff. Look, I want to let you guys know again, this crew right here, it's the crew to stay. They're here. They're here for you. They're posting. They're commenting on each other's posts. You guys can do the same. Very imperative if you want to see us to continue to grow. Again, just stop and think about this for a second. 132 award winners and luminaries from all walks of life in this round alone. I mean, that alone is unparalleled. But then you start peeling back the layers, the conversations we have, the engagement, the levity, the fact that you see 3 different luminaries on every Saturday night, the green roomers and what they have to offer as well as participants, as judges. It just doesn't stop. Wednesday night's Black Box. Guys and gals and pals, we have a lot going on. And as you can see, the post show is going to be a very huge part of what we do. There's no doubt about that. So with that, guys and gals and pals, I'm going to say thank you for tuning in and for hanging out with us on a late night on a Saturday night. That's how we roll. We're going to play an outro, a very different sort of an outro for this show. But any one of you guys have any thoughts, any comments, any opinions, please share it with our audience, because once this broadcast ends, guys and gals and pals, both to the panel and to the viewers, you will not see it tonight, but it will be uploaded again as early as tomorrow or Monday night. Tomorrow or Monday night, this very post show will be uploaded in the long form section of our YouTube channel.
Nice.
So if you notice that it goes dark, that's why. You can let everyone know as well. But you will be able to catch this again if you haven't already, and let everybody know as well. We'll see how this show goes. I know it's going to go great. But again, any thoughts you guys have that you'd like to share?
thank you for hanging out with us for the first post show. This was our debut. I had a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun with everyone on screen. We've got much more to come with the tournament, with the post show, with our talk shows, with the Black Box, with everything in between you can think of with TKN. So thanks to my fantastic panel. Thanks to Avi for always pushing us forward. And thanks to you, our engine that makes this thing go, because we can't do this without you. And happy holidays.
Absolutely.
I just want to say again, thank you, Avi, for this platform. And I am grateful that I could say the first post show was with these faces I'm seeing on these screens. So grateful to be here.
Thank you, Howard. Thank you, Giselle. Show. And guys, in case someone hasn't told you this today, I'm going to tell you. You're awesome, dog. Chad?
Well,
if you know, you know. Chad?
Right. I just wanted to say thank you for everybody for tuning in tonight. I mean, look at this great panel that I got to experience tonight with for a very first time, a first show kickoff. I couldn't have asked for a better group of people. Thank you, Abby, for giving us all the opportunity to get together and to give some people some new experiences and a new show for them, hopefully, to all enjoy, to tune in every Saturday night after the green room. I want to wish everybody happy holidays, Merry Christmas, all that good stuff. Whatever you guys celebrate, happy, happy, happy. We will see you next week.
Question, and much to my chagrin, guys and gals, you heard the sirens in the background, but hey, we got some Brooklyn natives over here. So again, as uncouth as they are, guys, Jamie Sparling, your final thoughts, my friend.
I just want to reiterate what everyone has said. Avi, thank you so much for this wonderful platform. I will be here as long as you'll put up with me. Larry, when you said that brothers and sisters for Christmas, that meant a lot. And Greenies, you are part of our family, okay? All of you. You are our brothers and sisters, and Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. Whoever you worship, whether it be God, Buddha, Allah, anyone, we wish you the best during this time, and we really appreciate you spending time with us this evening for the first post show.
Beautiful, beautiful words, guys. Beautiful sentiments from this incredible panel. Guys and gals and pals, again, thank you for joining us. You heard Jamie, you heard Howard, Larry, Chad, Giselle, and Sean. We'll see you this Wednesday night on Joe Rizart's page, 8 p.m. Eastern time for the Black Box Debate Tournament. And guys, remember something, if you can. If you're still living with what you did yesterday, it's very hard to be good at what you do tomorrow. Live in your happiness, and I promise you, you will be happier.
And I love it, man, because it got me thinking. It got me thinking like I was back at school again. It was like an educational moment. Trying to like a science test or a math test, something like that, where you're trying to compete against everybody in the classroom.
Because when I go down to the abyss, myself and the lake dwellers are going to settle the score. One chapter at a time.
But there was this feeling of competition when I got on board there when we started the show, and then it became for me more educational, and it was like I forgot the competition. I really started enjoying it like a fun show to listen to, and so you're really bringing something to the table that's absolutely amazing, Avi. I didn't expect that when you called me, when you started.